Good evening, Indian Creek families. Thanks for hopping on here and watching this video. This is the presentation from our back to school night. Some of you saw this the night of back to school night, but those of you who missed, this video is for you so you can be aware of all the information that was shared that evening. So thanks for hopping on and thanks for joining us. First thing I need to do is just make sure you're aware that Indian Creek is a Title I school. That means we have been identified by the federal government as a school in need of additional services. Because of that, we do receive additional funding for our students and for our school overall. That comes in the form of extra staff, extra programming, parent workshops, and events. So look for those events like Back to School Night to continue throughout the school year, and that is funded through federal money. One of the key things that we look to do is empower our students to engineer that future, and this presentation is intended to explain what that means to you. We have a simple vision statement. We like to call it a student-friendly vision statement. At Indian Creek, our students will read, write, listen, speak, and make together every single day. And we've chosen those mission and vision statements so that our students are well equipped and well prepared for future jobs. And I'll bring that up throughout the presentation. We are a STEM school. We're actually an award-winning STEM school, and we have an award coming up in about a couple weeks. Look for us to be in the news and look social medias. We've been identified as a STEM school of excellence throughout the state of Indiana. We've also been identified as a official Indiana Department of Education STEM school. We've been STEM certified for about the last 6 years. That's something we're going to maintain as well. So STEM is a focus and emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And that's something we do as a school. I want to make sure you're aware about it because a lot of times our students don't come home and talk about it because it's just school to them. But to us, it is special, and it's something that we take a lot of pride in. And I want you to be aware of it so that you can be proud of the fact that your child goes to Indian Creek. That is such a strong STEM school. And so we focus on incorporating science, technology, engineering, and mathematics as much as possible into all content areas. Here's some examples. We have a 2,500 square foot makerspace that is very unique to our school. We're very blessed to have the items that we have in there. One of the fun things and one of my favorite photos is the VR headsets that students have access to. They can take trips around the world, which they'll do during Hispanic Heritage Month. They'll travel the globe, check out other countries via these VR headsets. We also have access to a 7-acre, that's right, 7-acre outdoor lab. That is ours, all ours. Every teacher has a key to it, and they can get back out there. That pond is ours, that dock is ours, the cabin in the woods is ours. And we'll even have our Harvest Hoopla, our big fall festival coming up here October 3rd. That will take place, and we'll have our haunted trails out there in our outdoor lab. So we're very blessed to have that. But one of the key things and one of the reasons why we've been awarded and been identified by the Department of Education in Indiana is because of our emphasis on embedding STEM into core instruction. So it's not necessarily a product we do or something we follow. It's something we create. We allow our teachers to develop specific units for their grade level. This is a beautiful example of one. This is from 4th grade. This is the end of the year. They wrap things up with flight. And so they read about flying, they learn about individuals who flew and are currently flying. We have pilots that come in and talk to the kids about getting into the industry. Last year, we partnered with the University of Vincennes, Purdue University, and even Lift Academy. And you've probably seen Lift Academy if you go to Pacers games because they sponsor the Pacers. And Lift Academy actually trains pilots right now as we speak on the west side of Indianapolis at the airport. So we partnered with them, and our students in 4th grade got to see what it means and what it's like to be a pilot. We even have flight simulators for our kiddos to practice flying. But this was a picture of one of the years where we had a hot air balloon, and that was a picture taken inside of our gymnasium. And the students actually got to see what the inside of a hot air balloon actually looks like. We also have robotics class. We have, actually, let me go here. Some of our related arts classes that we also have include robotics design, digital media. We have traditional related arts classes as well, physical education, music, and then STEAM class. And STEAM is a lot of hands-on artwork, a lot of building and creating as well. But if we look at the robotics picture here, we have our students right there working with Legos, but you can see in the background we have our students building with Lego robotics as well. We also use VEX robotics. We do have a lot of VEX teams that compete throughout the state and do a very good job in that. So all students participate in robotics here at Indian Creek. All students also participate in digital media. In digital media class, they'll learn to do things like I'm doing right now, which is create videos, create posters, create designs and advertisements for themselves and for the school. So all of our events and all the advertisements for anything happening at Indian Creek will be created by our students in digital media class. Here's an access to a laser cutter that our students will use starting in first grade. First graders will be making masks this year. Fourth graders make gliders. And then we're always looking for new things to use the laser cutter for. In fact, this year already, fourth graders made their own hall passes, made their own restroom passes using the laser cutter. And that's what we mean by engineering the future, having students have access to those key pieces of technology that will hopefully stick with them and they'll remember as they think about their future and what they want to do as a career. Moving forward, we'll talk about some of the school goals, but I want to really dive into student goals for you. Our school goals this year are to increase proficiency rates by 10% for all subgroups, regardless of gender, race, socioeconomic status, doesn't matter. We want to increase all scores by 10%. We did meet that goal last year, and we look forward to meeting that again. Attendance is a big one. We want to have a 95% attendance rate, which means we need to have kids here have less than 10 absences and here 170 days out of the 180. And then increase the number of students who actually make that goal. Some of the student goals this year that students are going to need to be made aware of, and hopefully you are aware of this, is getting their stretch goal in iReady. So students will be taking iReady diagnostic 5 times a year. This year, you will also receive notifications within Parent Square. So if you don't have the Parent Square app, I want you to get that so that when I send these reports to you, I will send you a report in August, October, December, March, and May. And every time your child takes a diagnostic assessment, they're going to track their score and see how much it has grown throughout the school year. Every child will track their August score, and they'll be given a growth goal. And hopefully by the end of the year, they meet that goal. They also will be tracking their attendance. That's over here on your right. Champions show up, less than 10. They want to have less than 10 absences for the entire school year. Let me say that again. For the entire school year, less than 10 absences. That is their goal. So we want our children to meet this goal for the entire school year. How are you going to meet the goal? Right here. This is the winning combination for this school year. We want to help you unlock your child's greatest potential this year. We want 45 minutes of iReady, My Path, every week. That's something you're going to need to work on at home. Students have access to iReady at home. Make sure that they're getting on there and getting their 45 minutes every week in both reading and math. That should be on My Path. Less than 10 absences for the year. I've already referenced that. That's not only a student goal, it's a school goal, and it's a district goal. Less than 10 absences for the entire school year, and be here by 8 o'clock. So the winning combination is 45, 10, and 8. 8 also stands for what time they should really go lay down and go to bed. Go lay down at 8 o'clock, get 8 hours of sleep, and be at school by 8 o'clock. So the winning combination is 45, 10, and 8. If you can hit those numbers this year, I promise you, your child's going to have a much better shot at meeting these goals for the entire school year. That's the winning combination. We're going to celebrate our students who meet these goals. We throw parties constantly for students who meet their iReady goals, students who make their attendance goals. We have monthly parties, we have quarterly parties, and we also do Student of the Month. We like to celebrate behavior. We celebrate everything here at this school. And so we want to continue to celebrate and praise our kiddos so that they are being raised in a positive, welcoming, and encouraging environment. So one thing we need from you guys, I set you up here, we need fundraising. We need help with the fundraisers. We need help raising money so that we can throw those parties, so that we can praise our kids, and we can throw these celebrations every time we have Student of the Month, perfect attendance for the month. When students meet their iReady goals, when students meet their attendance goals for the years, we want to celebrate. And so we do need your help to raise money, because everything we raise, that money goes right back to your kiddo. We're going to be doing something new this year. We've played around with it in the past, but we started it off last week. We're going to continue it this week. $1 mini fundraiser. So every Friday, it's really going to be a Friday fundraiser. We're going to do $1 day, $1 treat. Some days it's going to be flavor ice. Other days it's going to be other treats. I think one time we're going to do Rice Krispie treats. That's been brought up. So regardless, we're going to have $1 Fridays every Friday this school year. It sounds simple, sounds silly, but the first Friday we raised over $350 for our school. That'll help pay for a field trip that we couldn't go on without the fundraiser. So help us out and just be aware that your child needs to do their chores and needs to earn that dollar, or maybe go do something for the neighbors so that they can have $1 for Dollar Fridays. Winter, we're going to keep doing the chocolate bar fundraiser. I know a lot of times that can be a pain in the neck to do, but it's great for our school. We raised $9,000 last year for our school for the chocolate fundraiser. And in the spring, we're most likely going to do walkathon unless we come up with another idea. Big events coming up. Make sure you're aware of it. October 3rd is Harvest Hoopla. That's the only one we have an exact date for yet. That's our big fall festival, and that is a Thursday, so that's different this year. Make sure you're aware, mark your calendar. It's a big event. We need a lot of people here to celebrate our fall festival. February, we'll have our VIP dance, and then May, we'll have our spring fling to wrap up the school year. We do need t-shirt sponsors. This is year 10 for me as principal. It's going to be the 10th year in a row we've given every child a free t-shirt. It's something I take a lot of pride in as principal, something I did my first year, and I want to keep it going. Right now, I have 2 sponsors that have helped already. I have Poindexter and Figueroa Insurance. Poindexter is the 10th year. They've already committed 10 years in a row. Poindexter, who's right next to us, right over there, they've committed to sponsoring Indian Creek, so we appreciate them. And Figueroa is a first-time sponsor, and we appreciate them. And they'll be here, and we'll spread their contact info. If you need insurance, go to them. But we definitely, if you know of any companies or businesses that would be willing to sponsor, their information, contact info will be on the back of those shirts, and we will celebrate them and praise them just like we did Poindexter and Figueroa. Last thing I want to hit on is safety. Make sure you're aware of the safety upgrades that have been put in place throughout the building. We do have a partnership with Lawrence Township Police, so don't be afraid if we have police officers on site at all times. We're also always on a lockdown. Every exterior door is to be remain locked at all times. We are not allowed to prop doors. In fact, if we do have a door propped up, so local security will show up and say we need to close that door. So can't have prop doors. We have a brand new camera system throughout the building that we can monitor from my laptop and from my phone and from any laptop in the building. And then we have these cool walkie-talkies that are cellular devices. So I have direct access to district security, police department, fire department, and I can get a hold of anybody. And we have about 20 of these in the building. So everyone who has one has access to that information. We don't even have to play with our phones. We just grab the walkie-talkie and we have a direct line of support and communication. One thing I do need from you for safety measures is, well, 2 things. One, make sure the information in Skyward is correct. If we're sending out information via Parent Square, and if you're not getting Parent Square messages, that means we have the wrong info. You should be getting a phone call every Sunday. If you're not getting that Sunday phone call, give us a call and let us know and make sure you're in Skyward and make sure the number is correct. But if an emergency happens, we have to have a number for you that works, so please make sure Skyward information is correct. The other thing I need from you is safety in our parking lot. The parking lot's the most dangerous place, guys. I know we worry about a lot of things we can't control, but this is something we can control. Let's control ourselves in the parking lot. Make sure we drive slowly. Make sure we're worried about other students in the building, and drive around the perimeter and follow the traffic. Don't cut through the parking lot, and drive slowly. And then you never let your child out until there's a staff member, okay? There should not be any children outside without staff members at any time. And then this is the last thing. I guess this goes along with safety. And this is something I want parents to be aware of is our champion expectations. We will continue to talk about what it means to be a champion throughout the school year. In order to be a champion, you have to be respectful, responsible, and safe at all times. And then we will work with students, teaching them champion tips throughout the school year. We'll start off the school year with Tim. Tim is what you do when someone's rude. You talk, you ignore, and you move away. Sam is what you do when you've been rude. You say you're sorry, accept responsibility, make it right. And then power words. Those are just 3 of the dozens of champion tips we'll teach kids throughout the school year. Please look for those on Parent Squares, and please use those with your kiddos outside the building. We expect these expectations both in school and out of school. Those are our champion tips. And now the last thing is just stay connected. Make sure you have Parent Square. If you don't have Parent Square, guys, that is how we communicate. That is how we communicate as a school. That's how our teachers can communicate with you. So don't come up here complaining you don't know what's going on if you don't have Parent Square. If you have Parent Square, you should have a direct line to the teacher. So make sure you have that. I know it's one more app, and I know there's a lot of notifications, especially if you have multiple kids, because I got 3, and I'm getting notifications all the time. So I get it, but everything is there. And when I send you reports from iRead, from iReady, from iLearn, all those big assessments, all those reports show up in Parent Square under secure documents. So make sure you have Parent Square. And then make sure you're getting that Sunday message. Like I said, if you're not getting it, call the office and let's get that fixed. And then parent-teacher conferences. That's it. September 26th. Make sure you sign up for a parent-teacher conference and you can meet your teacher face-to-face and talk about this school year. All right, don't forget about it. I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm not calling it X. Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook so you can stay up to date on everything. And then keep exploring. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you watch this whole thing, have your kid come see me for a prize. Thank you.